You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Michael Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. I'm glad that you've joined me. Today's subject is about giving. I'll be back with you in just a few seconds.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
And we're back. This is Mike Lodge. I'm glad you're here. I'm recording this on a Sunday. And the subject matter today is about giving. And the reason why, I was watching a friend's YouTube video where he's a millionaire. And he went down to the San Francisco Tenderloin District and decided to look around. He lived there for a few days, and he was looking for a charity or an organization or an individual that was really trying to put something together for that community. If you don't know the Tenderloin District, it's really called the Skid Row of San Francisco. I'm afraid that San Francisco has become even a bigger Skid Row because of the homeless population that has taken up residency on the streets and in the parks, drug needles in the streets, individuals urinating and pooping in the streets. It's become really, really bad, and San Francisco refuses to do anything about it. So this individual, he goes into the Tenderloin. He gets an apartment down in the worst part of the San Francisco almost. And he begins to see the rhythm and the movement of individuals who had been on drugs, individuals who had been physically abused by their husbands, who escaped long distances trying to get to San Francisco to get help. And there were some really success stories about these organizations, these nonprofits, who really were trying to help these individuals out and get them onto that next path. And I could see that he was touched. I tell you, I've been in that same situation. 2 years ago, when I moved a lot of furniture into my mom's house in South Carolina, I needed to give away a lot of my mom's stuff because it was torn, it was rattled, it was stuff that she had collected over the years that no one else really wanted because it meant something to her, but it didn't mean anything really to us. So I gave it to an organization called Home with a Heart, and it's an organization that provides free drug rehabilitation and alcohol rehabilitation to men in South Carolina. And they have stores all over the place where you donate things to, and it sells them, and it provides them with enough money to support their men that are staying in the rehab center out really way out in the country. I went out there one day and saw how far they're out. But these are individuals who each have a story. So when I moved all of her stuff out, I then moved a lot of my stuff in from California to get this house up and staged and ready and to make it a living house. And so that at some point in time after I've done all my work to it, it can be sold and another family can move into it and be happy. And it's taken me 2 years to do this. But I called the director of the nonprofit for these guys. I said, listen, I need 2 guys to unload a big moving truck for me. And so he sent me 2 guys. So I picked them up at the rehab center way out in the boonies. But as I was driving with them and talking with them, I heard a story that touched me also. It's funny when you hear this person to person, eyeball to eyeball, and you hear these stories from these individuals, you become so touched. So as I listened to them, the story went something like this. One of the individuals, when he was young, was sexually abused by his father. The mother and father split, and he had a sister. And so when the mother and father split up, the mom brought in another man. And wouldn't you know it, that man began to sexually abuse not just the guy, but also the girl. So they had to live through this whole thing all over again. And they began to feel as though that it was their fault. They were responsible for bringing this sexual abuse upon them. And so they tried to escape. They tried to escape this guilt and this hurt and this anger by going into drugs and alcoholism. And then I talked to the other guy. And the other guy had the same story, minus the sister. But they were both sexually abused as young men. And they both were going throughout life with this guilt and anger. And they were in fights. They were in trouble. They went to jail. They had all the tendencies of what pain does. This physical, this sexually abused pain when it affects you. It makes you do things because you want to escape. You want to get out of that world. So I was touched, and after I took them back to the center, I talked to the director. I said, "What is it that I can do for you? What can I help you with?" And he took me back into the back room, opened up a door, and there were a few toothbrushes, 2 pieces of toothpaste, some soap, no deodorant. He says, "This is really what I need for these guys. So if you can help sending some of this stuff, I'll be more than happy." And so I started doing that for these guys. And I want you to know that we hear a lot about women being abused, sexually abused, physically abused. But it happens on the men's side also. Sometimes sit down with these guys and listen to their stories. Listen to their life history from when they were a child until the life event that forced them into this rehab program. Now, what's really good about this rehab program is that it's completely free. And there was one young man that his sister felt so strongly that he needed help that she drove him to this rehab center and got him into the program on faith. So when you hear these kinds of stories, you become touched. And I want you to know that there are so many stories in every single neighborhood, every single community, every single county, every single state, every place where you live, there is an individual that needs help. And there are organizations out there that will help them. And it is really a great feeling to see this happening. So the issue is, what can we do? Well, we can do a lot of different things. We can do a lot. But it takes us to reach out and find those organizations that need your help. There are soup kitchens that could really need volunteers or even some volunteer money or some food. Or there are organizations out there that are helping people that need your help. And I think that's the wonderful part about giving, is that it provides us with the ability to show grace. provides us with the ability to show that we truly care about the individuals that are within our communities or even within our families. So I want you to really think about that. You know, we're beginning a new week. I'm talking to you on Sunday morning as I record this, but I want you to think about throughout this week, what can you do? You know, you might not have any money to give, but you do have time. Even if you just spend a few minutes just talking to these individuals and let them express themselves and get this frustration feeling out. It can even mean that you can adopt one individual in one of these organizations and put them on your prayer list and pray for them every single day. Sometimes it doesn't take money, but sometimes it takes the willingness to use your heart and use your mind and use your faith in the right way. Grace is a wonderful thing because we are giving grace so much from our God to us. And we have to show it to other individuals. And that means to become involved in your community. Put out your hand and say, here's my hand, use it. Here's my heart, use it. Here's my brain, use it. Here's my tongue, use it. So as we go throughout this week, I want you to put into your heart a need to do something for your community. If you have any questions, send me an email at mlodge@lodge-co.com, and I'll be more than happy to talk with you. Or you can send me a text at 818-252-5682. We have a text bank, and we record all of our texts, and we answer all of our texts once they come in. We are a business mediation, consulting, business coaching firm. And so we get involved in a lot of different things, and we hear a lot of different stories. And we always try to help those that need help. That's what our business is really all about. And I want you to put it into your heart also that you have a lot to give. Give it. This is Mike Lodge. I'll talk with you very, very soon.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Thank you for the way that you forgive me every day. Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Great is your mercy. Thank you for your grace. How could I breathe without it? How could I move without it? I couldn't live without it. Your grace, no single word without it. How could I speak without it? I wouldn't want to sing without it. Your grace, thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Thank you for the way that you forgive me every day. Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Great is your mercy. Thank you for be no hope without it, no chance of peace without it. Your grace. Now that I understand it, by everything demanded, no longer take for granted the everlasting saving power of grace. I know I don't deserve. Oh, grace that Calvary reserved for me. Oh, grace that takes my breath away. I lift my hands to worship you, so let me live to worship you.
Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace.
Your grace.
Thank you for the way that you forgive me every day.
Every day.
Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Great is your mercy. Thank you for your grace.
Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Thank you for the way that you forgive me every day. Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Great is your mercy. Thank you for